to genuinely get along.
Well, that's the thing, you can't fake it. It's like you lot, you know, you
go
really
to work, not laugh.
Well, that's it, you can't fake a rapport, can you? And people...
You get on really well with Will, don't you? Will Miller.
Really well.
Trust me, I'll fake it every day.
Yeah, because I've known him for years because we did Hollyoaks together, you know, so I've known him for a long time, but... Yeah, I think it's one of those things. We are like a family, you know. We all get on and we all fall out because that's part of a family, isn't it?
Was Hollyoaks kind of your break, as it were?
Yeah, it was. I'd done a lot of adverts when I was a kid, but I think that was the first major TV thing that I did. And this...
But didn't you have a record out when you were 3 years old or
I
something?
remember that.
Oh, yeah.
You remember it?
I do
remember it.
Is it not Chick?
It certainly is. Chicken.
Was it?
Yeah, when I was 3. I am the youngest female recording artist in Britain. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. No one's ever beat me. I'm on challenge.
How did that come about? Most 3-year-olds don't have deals.
Is that in the Guinness Book of Records?
It certainly is, yeah. Guinness Book of Hit Singles, which is the specific music chapter. Wow. It came about because Saturday Superstore, that was the Saturday morning show at the time, they had a search for a star competition, and my sister entered. I wasn't allowed to enter because I wasn't old enough, but my sister entered, and when she was doing her audition, I was up in the background, comedy child, and so I think that they probably thought, get that kid on the TV.
Did your sister want to punch your face in?
Oh, she regularly wants to punch my face in.
But
that's
you on
sisters,
top of the pops and stuff?
No, I wasn't on top of the pops, but I did have a short kind of... I was on Saturday Superstore singing.
Did you meet anyone famous when...
I asked Boy George if he'd take me to the toilet.
That was only last week.
No, he didn't, because I thought it was a lady, so he still owes me a trip to the bogs. If you're watching.
Now, you're not asexual, are you?
No, I'm not. It's funny listening to you talk backstage. My fella is away at the moment. My fella's an actor as well, and he's doing a play. And he's been away, and I was away at the beginning of the year for a long time. He's been away while I've been working on this. And it's really, really strange that I didn't realise how much I enjoy it. Oh, no. Not to make me sound like a right
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and when it's there on tap, you know, twice, 3 times a week, that's fine by me. We're quite regular.
How long have you been going out with him?
I don't know whether I should be saying... Should I be saying... Is my mum what? My mum's probably watching.
3 times a week, that's not right.
Or maybe more.
Maybe
because,
more?
Yeah.
More? How long have you been together?
We've been together 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And he's a bit older than you. There's a bit of an age gap, isn't there?
There's 16 years difference, which I actually think is perfect. I always meet people of a similar age to me doing this job, and I find, not to be disrespectful of men of my age, but there's a different way of thinking about ladies from younger men, and I think older men have a little more look at her face.
No, because, you know, the thing is, when I was your age, I used to think exactly the same thing.
Really?
And now I'm this age, I think completely the opposite, you know. Yeah, I think...
If someone's 16 years older than her, he'd be dead, wouldn't he?
That's no fun.
And what about you?
What
about the old PMS with your fella? Does he know exactly what's going on?
I'm like you, I'm moody all the time. If anyone cuts me up at a roundabout, you are dead to me as far as I'm concerned. Like, seriously. I have a list. Seriously,
Really?
I have a list that I write people's names down, and when the revolution comes and I become Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, that list is of people who are first up against the wall.
Is that right?
Yeah, seriously. So I don't know.
It doesn't get any worse,
It doesn't get any worse,
No.
no. I think I get more... Mind you, I'm a crier anyway. I'm always crying at films. My fella's a crier as well. We're terrible. Really terrible. But before I got with him, I didn't really understand the concept of romance, and now I feel a lot more romantic. But no, I don't think it does have a major effect on me. I think maybe it's heightened slightly, but then, you know, once the...
Well, listen, what's this?
then it's all...
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah,
It's the same all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the new play you're in, which is... It's a real change of pace for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's called Well, and we're at Trafalgar Studios until the 27th of September in London.
Tiny theatre where
really
the
small.
audience is here?
Yeah, there's like 100 people, and they're
Sarah
right
Miles
on the...
in it with.
Yeah, with Sarah Miles, Oscar-nominated Sarah Miles.
And drink her own wee Sarah Miles.
Drink her own wee Sarah Miles. And apparently the key to it, she says, is you have to do it mid-flow.
Oh.
What, drink it while it's flowing out?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, so
no,
not
how
at the...
would you do
that? I'm not sure how you'd actually do that. Not at the... With a hose pipe and some gas.
She means collect it mid-flow.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Natalie,
like, not at the beginning and not
slightly running out of time, so
Go
let's
for
just
it.
make sure we tell everyone
Yes.
when.
Yes, it's at
run.
Trafalgar Studios till the 27th of September. We do matinees on Thursday and a Saturday. It's a really, really good play.
Is it mother-daughter
and come see
sort of
it.
theme,
Yeah,
is
it's a
it?
mother-daughter thing, and it's about health problems, funnily enough. If your mother has a health problem that can't be 100% identified, do you feel compassion towards her? And I talk to the audience, and I also talk to her, and the show breaks down, and it's a really, really good play. Did very well on Broadway, so fingers crossed.
Brilliant. Well, all the best with that. Thank you so much for dropping by. Natalie Casey, everyone. It's break time again, but when we return, we'll be asking, if you fancy someone, should you just tell them? Back soon. Welcome back to Monday Lunchtime with the Loose Ladies. I'm Jackie Brambles, and joining me today are Coleen Nolan, Carol McGiffin and Denise Welch. And don't forget that waiting backstage is Time Team frontman Tony Robinson. But first, does the dilemma of which waste goes in which bin make you reluctant to recycle your rubbish? And if you do recycle, have you ever worried about what happens to that waste once it's been collected? Well, the Tonight programme on ITV1 has been investigating.
Where do you think that ended up? Where do you think I found that?
Colchester, I should think.
You reckon I found that in
I would
Colchester?
say you found that in Colchester.
Being recycled into something good, which
Yeah.
is what you hope.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Jeff, I found this 5,000 miles away on a rubbish tip in India.
On not being recycled in
No.
India.
It was rotting on the ground in India.
So it would seem that not everything that we think is being recycled actually is. So is that sort of tarnishing our commitment to recycling? Are you still the rubbish queen of Blackpool?
The rubbish queen.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't think I am really, because I've moved, haven't I?
Right.
Sure.
Ambassador of recycling
I
in
was,
Blackpool.
I was the ambassador.
But you are very good at the old recycling.
I am. I do it seriously. It's much harder where we live now. Blackpool, God love them, had it. It was brilliant the way they did it, and everyone just does it, and it's quite easy, and it all makes sense. And where I've moved to now in Cheshire isn't quite so easy.
What's
in fact,
the difference
it's
of where
really
we live
annoying.
then in Blackpool? What's the difference?
Well, you know, with Blackpool they had the 3 big bins, and one was for bottles and cans and, you know, milk cartons and stuff, and then one was for your garden waste plus cardboard, and then the other one was for your rubbish. But as you know,
full-size bins.
yeah, but as you
Oh,
know,
this is
here it's like a crate that literally that big for bottles.
Yeah.
You have to put cardboard in carrier bags, which I thought carrier bags were
With
not very
the
good.
devil of recycling.
And you can't put like the milk bottles in with the normal bottle. I mean, it's so confusing and it's so all over the
It's
place.
meant
And
to be.
a lot of people I've spoken to have actually said, "Oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I just
Well, I
put it
have to
all
say,
in
I
the
feel
bin."
guilty,
Yeah.
but sometimes with the plastic, because, you know, I've got so many bags and everything outside, it's an eyesore before that, you know, before they come for it. And I have to say, I do feel guilty about it, but there are times that I just
I
can't be
think-
bothered to recycle the
But
plastic.
that's the idea. I think the councils, you know, they take it all on board because the EU says we have to put less into, you know, rubbish, landfill
Landfills,
sites
yeah.
and everything else. And the councils love it, and they absolutely delight in making it as complicated as possible so that you slip up, so they can fine you. So it's not about recycling rubbish, which actually most of it does end up on a great big bonfire, either in China or India, places
I
like
was
that.
shocked at that. I was very
well,
shocked.
it's true. So everybody's like, you know, scared about what they're going to put in what
Well,
bin.
how
And
do
they
you
go
know
through
what
your
will be
bins, they check it, they fine you. It's just about getting money out of people, and it makes my blood boil.
Yeah.
It makes me
Yeah.
so cross because
No,
they
you're
keep
right.
putting the council tax up, then they only collect